Hi, this is episode 9 of the Mel-Tran Designs Knitting Corner. I'm Melissa, your host, also known as Ananzi on Ravelry and on Plurk. I am Mel-Tran Designs. I'm feeling a little scattered today, so um, if it's a little all over the place, I apologize. I don't know how long the show is going to be. I feel like it's going to be short because I only have this many show notes, and I'm under a little bit of a time crunch because there's a VKN starting in like 20 minutes. But I'm not going to cut any of the content short for that. I can be a few minutes late, but I just, do you ever have those days? Anyway, yeah, today is Tuesday, February 5th, 2013. Sorry, I just had a pop up on my screen. I'm going to get out of that. All right. I kind of moved my stuff around a little bit, so it'll probably look different. I don't know. I'm just going to go and we'll see how things end up. I want to welcome you if you're a first-time viewer and apologize if this is all over the place and you're like, what in the world? Watch the previous ones. I'm not always really spacey. Anyone who's coming back, thank you very much. I appreciate very much that you will take your time to spend with me for a little while, and I hope you get a lot of knitting done while I show you what I've been working on, and yeah, I hope it's a good time for you. I want to start out by saying that VKNs are a lot of fun. Stands for Virtual Knit Night, and it's through Google Plus Hangout. You don't have to be active on Google Plus. All you have to do really is just have a Google account to be able to easily transition into all of that. I never post on Google Plus. I never, and if you're like, what is Google Plus? It's kind of like Facebook, only different. I mean, way different, but a lot of people know obviously what Facebook is. So it's a social networking. But anyways, they have Hangouts where it's kind of like Skyping but with a group of people. And it used to be that there was one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday at 12 o'clock Mountain Time. And then we all got along so well, we would just randomly, you know, if I was working on something at night, I'd just start a hangout and be like, hey, anybody want to hang out on Plurk? I would just post it and post the link, and people would come in, and so we have them all the time. I mean, not all the time, 24 hours a day, but it seems like it sometimes because some of us are here in the States, some are in Europe, some are down in New Zealand and, and Australia, excuse me. So we have them going at all different times of the day and night. And anyways, if you see on Plurk that one of us has said, do you want to hang out, and the word is blue because it's a link, come in and join us. It's a free-for-all. Anyone can come, and you can stay for 10 minutes, you can stay for 10 hours. It's up to you. I've never stayed for 10 hours. I might have done 10 hours in a day total. No. I might have done 7 yesterday. But my kids were not neglected. I can get up and leave, so don't anybody think that my kids are going without a mom. Because I'm at home, I can just take my headphones out and deal with them, and Eli and the girls, if they're home, will come and hang out and do all that. So anyways, it's a lot of fun, and sometimes we end up eating dinner together, or I eat lunch and they eat dinner, depending on who's in it. So anyway, I've rambled on. I just love them so much, and the people that I'm getting to know are such amazing people, and you all know who you are. And new people, I got to meet Josh yesterday, sort of a knitter, and he has a podcast, and I haven't watched it yet, Josh, I'm sorry, but I will. And he's doing the mystery knit along pattern for the Zombie Knit Apocalypse, which I was not going to do, but now I am going to do because he's awesome and I want to support him. So anyways, they're just so much fun. So please come join us. Oh, in that, and this actually will go into happenings this week, we were talking about, we were wishing that we could text each other to say, hey, I'm going to start a hangout, because sometimes we're not always on Plurk, but you know, if I wasn't on Plurk but knew that somebody was going to start one, I could jump in. We found an app called WhatsApp, the word what with an S, what's, and then app, A-P-P. And you can add people from all over the world if you have their number, and you can text them totally free. And not only text, you can send video and audio and pictures or text, and they have some really fun emoticons too. So anyways, we wanted a way to be able to say, hey, I'm going to start a hangout, and it's not like an exclusive group or anything like that. If you come in and want to be told, then, you know, just let one of us know, hey, add me to your WhatsApp, because it's fun too. I mean, being able to send stuff to, you know, Kimberly in Germany or Kelly over in Scotland, or, you know, it's really neat that we can do that. I love technology most of the time. So yeah, check that out and join us, please, 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 please. We love all the people that join us. It's so much fun. What else has happened this week? My website is still in transition. To be honest, I haven't done a thing. The kitchen table is where I like to sit and kind of work, because if I'm at the couch and I have my, you know, my stuff on my lap, my brain doesn't work as well, and it was covered in stuff, and we have it all nice and cleaned off now, so it makes a great space for me to work on my designs and to attempt to put together a new website. Like I said last week, I have no clue what I'm doing, so I will at least try to get something up there that says, hey, I'm working on the website, just so, because I've had a couple people come on and say, whoa, is it broken? It's not broken, just under construction. So anyways, I will work on that, you know, here and there, and get it back up going. Yeah, and I found out that if I upload my videos to my website, because I have my own hosting and things like that, that I can actually get into iTunes that way. So that'll be great. I will continue to upload to YouTube, because I know I've had some people say, hey, I can only get YouTube, and that's great, and I'm going to stick with that. But I also want to get iTunes as well, because there are people who have the downloader, uploader, I don't know what the program is because I don't use it, but they automatically, it's like subscribing to your YouTube channel. They just automatically get notified when a new one comes, a new podcast, and so I want them to be able to know about my show as well. So anyways, I'm working on expanding, slowly but surely. I am going to submit to Blip. I have not done that, mainly because I hate my pink computer that I'm recording on right now. Tax returns will be coming soon, and I'll get a new computer. So anyways, what else? Oh, I got to go out to lunch with my grandma on Saturday, which I had talked about last week, how I got a cheat day. I got so sick. I know better. Like, if I was not, you know, watching what I was eating and would have gone there, I would have been fine. I know how to eat at a buffet. I know how to do the all-you-can-eat thing to where I don't get sick. Part of it was because I've been eating very specifically, very specific foods. And so my body was not prepared for all of the things that I decided to put into it. And lobster bisque is really rich, and I might have had two, well, they're cups, but two of them and other things. Anyway, so good. And I wasn't like throwing up or anything, but I was so uncomfortable for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. And when I got home, I went into Jake. I said, can I just go lay down for a little while? And I was just wanting to lay down for like 20 minutes. An hour and a half later, I got up and I was fine. So anyway, it was so good. It wasn't worth the stomach ache, but it was still really yummy, and I enjoyed myself. And I always enjoy time with her. And for her birthday present, she and I went to the Jane Austen tea that I talked about back in December. And the shawl that I wore was the evening, I don't remember what it was called, I'm sorry. I got it with a Sockaholic purchase at Sock Summit. Doesn't matter. After Hours? After Hours shawl. Anyway, she loved it. And she's like, if you could find this color, I would love one, you know, this shawl, you know, and I couldn't find the right color really, and it needs to have a lot of drape because of the way it's knit and all that, and I couldn't find the right thing, and I just thought, you know what, I don't really wear that shawl. I love it. I love the shawl, but it's not one of my go-tos. And so I thought, you know what? She's going to love it. She's going to wear it more than I will. And so I passed it along, and she was thrilled. She loved it. And yeah, so she'll get some use out of it, and it'll look wonderful on her. So anyway, yeah, and I was trying to remember. I don't know if I mentioned last week that I've come up with a way to get my house cleaned and go to in the VKNs. I kind of remember talking about it, but I could have just talked about it in the VKN. I've decided to earn getting to go into them. So on the days when I have the set VKNs, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Friday, what I'm going to do is clean before the VKN starts. And then my reward will be getting to sit and chat with my friends and knit, because I my upper back gives me problems if I am cleaning for too long. Just the bending over, standing up, bending over, standing up. Anyways. So if I kind of break it up leading up to it and get a couple hours worth of cleaning done, then my house gets worked on, plus I get to play with my friends. So anyways, it's been working really well. And last night it was actually kind of funny. I always clean better at night, so I cleaned for a couple hours after Jake got home when the kids were doing their homework and chores, and we were just kind of here. And then there ended up being a VKN that I had earned without even knowing about it. So anyway, all right, 11 minutes in. Let's move on. 10 minutes until a VKN. No, ready to go. Works in progress. My Diersta shawl that is part of the Knit Along that Lisa and I are co-hosting. It's going great. I've seen some in progress pictures posted on Ravelry, and everyone seems to be enjoying it. No one has had a bad thing to say about the yarn. I mean, just, oh, I have a gradient of this base that my friend scored for me at SSK that I've been waiting to find the right pattern for. I want to do like a semicircular shawl out of it to really show off the color changes. And anyway, I had touched it, in the cake, but this knit up, it's the Sunshine base. I don't think I said that. Oh my gosh. If you haven't played with this yarn, you need to get some, because it does not feel like it's just plain merino. I mean, I'm pretty good at being able to tell, and this feels similar to MCN bases that I've touched before, but you don't have to pay for the cashmere, which is nice. So without further ado, here's what I have so far. You can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pattern repeats done. Some of you are seriously kicking my butt. There was one gal that she's like, I have 9 repeats done. I'm like, I only have like 5. So I am doing 1 repeat a day, or more if I'm up to it. I'll probably do more on Thursday when I have knit night. But anyways, I love how the colors are turning out. As far as what I can see, it's actually a little more purple in person, but that still is pretty close. Anyways, I love it, and I can't wait to have it done, because I just want to wrap up in it. I have this much yarn left still, which is a pretty decent amount. I haven't weighed it or anything, but it's still a pretty significant amount. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe 10 repeats? I really don't know. I'll have to see. This is being knit, like I said, Sunshine Base, Fiber Nymph Dye Works in her Something for Me, Itsy Vermai colorway on my size 6 signature needles, which is a 4.0 millimeter. And it is in my Valentine's Day swap bag that I received from Pink Hair Lady. Alright, moving on. I still have my Twisted Limone vanilla socks on the needles. And these are not red and green. I know they're probably going to look like it. They look like it every time I hold them up. to something that's not just my eyes. They're, okay, that looks really orangey. Good grief. They're pink and green and white, not Christmassy. This is the Twisted Limone Tangy base, which is her 75-25 wool nylon blend. This is the first sock. There's the afterthought heel. And then here's the second sock. It's up past the afterthought heel, as you can see. And this one has one full set of the green, pink, white, and then half of the green before starting the cuff. So I'll probably finish this today during the VKN, or at least that's my plan, because I'm so close to being done. And then I'll get the heels going and stuff like that. I'm knitting this on size 1, which is 2.25 millimeter, and these are my other signatures. Here's how much I still have left. My hope is to be able to get two pairs out of it. We will see. I will keep you updated. All right. Next and last that I've been working on is the, well, that's not totally true. Anyway, designing that. Anyway, the low tide cardigan that I'm making for my little adopted niece, who is a year old, but I'm making the 2 to 3 year old size. This is by Tin Can Knits when they were giving away the free patterns. So you can see that I have the top done, and I'm on the stockinette portion. So here's the front. I don't love knitting this pattern, to be totally honest. It's knitting up quickly, and you know, I mean, it'll be nice once it's done. I'm not enjoying the process of it. I didn't really like having to make all of these pieces at the top. There was a lot of picking up and grafting together, and you know, lots of waste yarn, and it just, I won't be making this again. I will, well, no, I'm pretty sure I won't be, which is a bummer, because I wanted to make one for myself, but I'm not going to. That's just flat out. Briar just made one, and she made one for herself, and it looks amazing in this white cotton, and she just busted through it, and she loved it, and it's fine, but for me, I don't love it. And you know, I sit and work on it, and it's just stockinette, and it's mindless, which is great. I'm just not going to make it again. So, but the recipient will be happy, I'm sure, or at least her parents will, and she'll be able to wear it for a long time, because it seems kind of big, but that's fine. I'd rather it be big now and her be able to wear it for a couple years than make something that she'll only be able to wear for a couple months. So, oh, this is Cascade Heritage yarn. I don't know the colorway. Light blue. I don't know. Anyway, it's their sock yarn. If you need a good sock yarn or fingering weight yarn that is really nice and soft and is totally affordable, you should check this out, because it retails for only like 12 bucks a skein, and I think you get something like 437 yards, right around there. I've made socks with it, I've made a shawl with it, and now I'm making this little sweater with it, and I really, really enjoy knitting with it. So anyways, I know that Paradise Fibers carries it, because that's where I bought this. So anyway, just that is all. Oh, that is on size 5, 3.75 millimeter needles. So that is all I have for works in progress, finished objects. I don't have any. I couldn't find my actual show notes notebook, so I've started a new one, because this one is actually a brand new spiral notebook, and it's probably up there. I cleaned my bookshelf the other day, and it looks awesome, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know if I had something else on the needles that I finished. I don't remember finishing anything. If I did, tell me. If not, well, then you don't need to see it anyway, right? So on to spinning. There has been spinning going on. and it was so much fun. I finished the 3-ply set from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. If you haven't checked out these sets, I don't know if she has any in the shop. She did have one a while ago that hadn't sold, but I'm sure it has sold by now, but she'll be doing more. What she does is, instead of one 4-ounce braid, she does 3 2-ounce braids in coordinating colors, or she'll do a monochromatic set as well. And then you spin each of them, and then you do a true 3-ply. And I was complaining last week about spinning the merino. It's 100% merino really is not my favorite thing to spin. I don't love spinning it. I love the finished product because it's squishy and amazing, but I don't love spinning it. Anyway, I ended up with this beautiful skein. See how the colors all blended together? Isn't that awesome? The 3 colors are a turquoise blue, a turquoise green, and then more of a gray green that really, when it was by itself in the braid, really captured the deep sea gray. This is the Poseidons Love colorway, and oh, I wish you guys could feel this. I can't even describe how soft and wonderful this is. I ended up, out of the 6 ounces, I only got 200 yards. But merino does shrink, and it's not incredibly fat, and it doesn't feel dense either. So I'm not sure where the yardage went, but it's fine, and I don't care, and it's great. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I do want to knit with it sooner than later. I would say it's probably overall an Aran weight, going to bulky in some places. I did end up running out of the darker gray before the other 2, and one of the lighter ones had about twice as much as the other one, and so what I did was I rolled it off onto my thumb and did a 2-ply of the lighter blue and held the medium blue in there, so I still got a 3-ply, but it's just the 2 lighter shades. And I included this in the 200 yards because I figure it's like 20 yards or something like that. But you can see that it's lighter when I hold them together, but whatever I knit, I could either start with it or alternate until it's gone or something. But anyways, I am so happy with this, and I definitely want to get another one in the future. And the price is really good too for how many ounces you get, or at least I think the price is really good. So go check her shop out. If there aren't any there, she is doing custom orders for these, kind of like the trio of semi-solid skeins that she offers. So you can order whatever color you want. The other thing that I spun, okay, this kind of deals with acquisitions. I got the first club shipment for the Huckleberry Knits Fiber Club, and I didn't really like it. The colorway was Crossing to Safety, and it was Polworth Silk, 8515, and when I got it, I'll show you, this is what was left over from, after I did what I'm going to show you. And so I Navajo plied it onto itself. So you could see the colors. So there's, let me turn it this way. There were purples and gold, and then there was some of this light blue there, and I'm sure it's fun. I really didn't like it, but that's one of the chances that you take in being in a club. You can see the blue right there. The purple is pretty, the blue is pretty. Not really a fan of gold. I just, when I saw it, I went, eh. I don't know how I felt about the Polworth silk aspect of it. I've never spun Polworth before. And it could have been because I was trying to spin it kind of bulky that it just, I don't know. I just busted it out. I just wanted to be done with it. And I remembered, as soon as I saw it actually, I thought of Diane from Knittables. She's having a spin along of, you take two totally different braids of fiber, spin them separately, and then combine them and see what you get. And as soon as I saw it, I remembered a bump of blue with sparkly in it. Not regular sparkle like Firestar. It's almost like Christmas tinsel. It's very silvery. I mean, like bam. That I just hadn't spun yet. And so I thought, hey, the purple one has some blue in it. Blue and purple go really well together. So I decided I wanted to just, I just wanted to bust them out. And they were 4 ounces each. And I got them done on Sunday and a little bit yesterday morning. Yesterday morning mainly was just plying. I mean, just busted it out. I wanted it fat. I wanted it quick. I wanted it done. Oh my gosh. It turned out so pretty. The blue, let me tell you what it is first. It says on here, multicolor half bred with glitter in the South Pacific colorway. So it has a dark blue, a light blue, a green, and then the glitter and glitz. Those two together gave me, ooh, it's still a little bit damp, this. Look at that. This is only one of the skeins. It was too bulky to do one skein. And then I left this untwisted so you could see, you know what, I'm going to turn this light here, so 1 second. See if that helps to capture the colors. That seems to be showing up pretty well. Can you see all the sparkle? I mean, it's, I could not be happier with this. I took a color that I didn't like and blended it with a color that I did like but didn't care about a whole lot, and look at that. I ended up with 234 yards, not past the neck test. 234 yards of, you know, bulky. There are some spots that probably go down to about a worsted, but I mean, it's not super bulky. It's just this, you know, kind of lofty 2-ply. And this section shows kind of the blues and oranges and purples. I hope it's showing up well. It always looks better on the finished video than it does for me. So anyway, I'm really, really happy. It's, like I said, it's still actually not dry, and it's been drying since yesterday afternoon, but I'm really happy with it. Again, I don't know what I'll make with it. It doesn't seem to pass the neck test very well, but I could always soak it in some hair conditioner, and it's very well balanced. I didn't show you that, but it's really well balanced. I'm really pleased. So anyways, that's the other thing that I was spinning. Next up is either going to be the 2 colors of alpaca that I talked about a couple weeks ago, or some core spinning, or maybe both. My back was not happy with the amount of spinning that I was doing, my upper back again, and my neck, because I must sit, I think I kind of lean forward like this when I'm spinning, because my neck has been giving me some problems. So I'm going to take a couple days off, but like I said, both of those might be done by next week. I really don't know. But I've been having a lot of fun just kind of throwing the fiber on the wheel. You know, it's a lot of fun. My Kate wheel is loving me. So anyways, and this that I Navajo plied on itself ended up being about 20 yards, and it's bulky. I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll use it, like when I do a monster, maybe I could use it for part of the body or something. I don't know. I don't like it a lot. I think Polworth is going to be one that I just kind of stay away from. But anyway, if some of you are screaming at me saying, no, it's great. I've done her fiber before, and it's fine. Like, I think it's just Polworth. And it could just be my state of I didn't like the color. So anyway, enough rambling on. Moving along. Designing. There has been designing happening. Chevron Socks pattern is written up, like I said it would be. The pictures are not taken for no reason. I wore the socks and just need to wash them again and get pictures taken. I don't know. It's been kind of gray and gloomy outside, so they probably won't be the best pictures to start out with, but I just need to get it to a couple testers to have them look it over and you know, kind of knit some of it up. It's such an easy pattern. I mean, just super, super easy. It's written toe up, but this is one that there's no reversing of anything to do it cuff down except that you start with the cuff. The rows would be exactly the same. Row 1, row 2, exactly the same. And you would just go down and then do the heel. But the heel, because I wrote a short row heel or afterthought heel option, the short row heel is exactly the same whether you go up or down. So if you have an aversion to toe up socks, just start at the cuff and do row 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 till you get to where you want to do the heel. Do one of those 2 heels and then go until 2 inches before you want to start your toe, put the toe in. I mean, it's that easy. So that will be out. I have actually given it to a couple of people already who had specifically asked for it, who want to get it started right away, so I'll probably just have them be my testers. You know who you are, thank you. And the cursed cable socks, I didn't realize how much you guys liked those. I mean, I love them, but every designer loves their own pattern. I really love them, and I've had people approach me and say, when are you going to have that pattern out? Because I really, really want to make it. So Kimberly, who's Kimberlolly and has the Giving Flower podcast, she and I have decided to be kind of designer buddies as far as holding each other accountable. Have you ever had like a weight loss buddy where, you know, you kind of check in with them and you hold each other accountable and you have somebody that you can talk to? We've kind of decided to do that. She, her school has a week off next week. She's a teacher, and so she's going to be focusing on designing. I'm going to be focusing on designing with her. And she gave me an assignment for this week. She's such a good teacher. She said, finish the Chevron socks, get those out to testers, get that all polished up. Next week, focus on your cable socks, because that's the one that I wanted to focus on. So I am still knitting on other designs, but my focus as far as the homework side of it that I don't love is going to be the cursed cable socks. So those of you who love them and are waiting for them, I'm working on them, I promise. I'm going to have to re-knit them as I go along, which is fine. I don't mind. I think what I'll do, though, to speed it up is have them both on needles. I do have multiple sets of size 1s. So I will... I don't think I have anything on my other 2 size 1s that aren't my signatures with the twisted limone. I'm looking over here because I have my needles over here. But anyways, I will have those both on different needles and do them at the same time, because they do cross, you know, differently. And that's really the part that I need to play with the most. I'm going to grab the yarn that I'm going to knit it with, though, and show you which one I've decided on. Alright, instead of doing self-striping, because I don't really have enough more to make another pair, I have 2 used skeins, but I don't have enough to make tall enough ones like I did before. I'm going to use, you might remember this from episode 1, this is the Sweet Georgia Tough Love sock in the Truffles and Sage colorway. You can see it has the orange and then the brown gray and some green. Anyway, and we'll see how it looks in variegated yarn. I think it's still going to look really, really nice. So anyway, that's how it looks out of this can. Oh, it's not that bright. There we go. Yeah, it's more of a kind of a pumpkin-y orange. Anyway, so that will be on the needles soon, and the pattern will be worked on, written as I go, so that way I don't have to do it after I'm done knitting again. So look for that to be coming. Lastly, I have been working on the shawl that I've talked about. I did 4 pattern repeats of the lace section. I'm not going to show that to you yet. It's not because it's a secret, and I don't like it when people get on and say, oh, I have secret knitting. It's not a secret. I'm working on a shawl that I'm designing. I kind of want to save face. If it doesn't work, I know the concept will work. I don't know if this very first prototype will work. So it's more that I'm saving face. If it doesn't work, I'll probably still show it to you, but I want it to be done first. And then I can start another one and go from there. But for now, I'm working on it. There has been good progress done. I think 3 or 4 more repeats will probably be enough because lace expands, and that's what I'm trying to figure out how wide I need it to go. But I do like how it looks so far. I think next time I knit it, which will be not very long from now, I'm not going to pick crappy wool for the triangles. I think that's part of why I'm like, is it going to work? Is it not? I'm going to pick nice stuff. I'm going to, yeah, I have an idea of what I'm going to use. I keep looking over because I have an idea, but it's not concrete. So anyways, stay tuned for that. I promise I'll show you. I decided to work on a couple of other things instead of that, but it did, like I said, it got 4 pattern repeats. So anyways, please stay tuned, and I hope you won't be disappointed in what it ends up looking like. I hope I'm not disappointed in what it ends up looking like. So it'll be a surprise for all of us. So yes, that's all I have for that. I do have a couple of acquisitions, but it falls within any stipulations, because last week I did say I'm not going to go buy a bunch more yarn because I do have my retreat that I'm going to at the beginning of March. Side note really quick, I have not mentioned that there is a spin-in that I'm going to up in northern Idaho in Post Falls, which is right outside of Coeur d'Alene, on March 30th. So if any of you are within driving distance, or if you know where Spokane is, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Spokane. Anyway, I don't remember if I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to a spin-in with a friend of mine up in Post Falls at either the DoubleTree or the Red Lion. I can't remember which hotel it is. If you want to go and you want more information, just send me a message. Anyways, it's free to go to. If you stay at the hotel, they have a discounted rate. Anyways, the Sassy Sheep will be there. So, and other vendors, I just know that they'll be there, and that's how I found out about it. So, yeah, back to acquisitions. I did have 2 things come in this week. One was the Huckleberry Knits Fiber Club, which obviously I've already signed up for. And the other thing, I decided that I wanted to make Amy Beth's new, Amy Beth is from the Fat Squirrel Speaks. She has a new hat pattern called Seedling Dreams, and it's printed in black and white, but I can still hold it up for you. Isn't that so cute? Anyway, I seem to have a lot in common with her tastes, and we have kind of the same face shape, and when she put it on, I was like, oh my gosh, that would look good on me too. So I decided to buy it and support her, and it calls for 2 different colors of a worsted weight. And I had an extra skein of the green Barocco vintage from making the baby sweater that I hadn't even touched, and so I took it in and exchanged it. So that one didn't cost me anything, and then I did buy one skein of vintage to go with it, but it's for a pattern that I plan on making as soon as my new needles come in, which should be soon. Maybe I'll have new ones to show you next week. But because they're the 3.5-inch tips, I will be able to do 16-inch circulars with them. So, I can get, oh, come on. The bag keeps closing on me. The first color I got, teal never shows up. Dancing teal. It's teal. A nice, dark, deep, beautiful teal. I have this horrible shadow over here. I need to figure. Anyway, the other color I got was a really nice, just, well, see, that one shows up just fine. Maybe if I hold the teal right there. No. Okay. Teal and gray. I love teal and gray. How can you not love them together? I mean, look at that. And see on my face. They look awesome on my head. See, look. Won't that be a beautiful hat? Anyway, I'm really excited to start it. Like I said, I'm really just waiting for my needles to come because I don't like magic looping hats. The top where it decreases, I don't mind, but I don't like magic looping them. And so I'm fine waiting and working on my other things and getting them finished. So this hopefully will be on the needles next week to show you. The other, I guess, acquisition you could say is a pattern that was marked down to $1. And I've said before that I'm not a blanket knitter, and I'm not. But I saw this and saw what weight yarn it uses and realized that I had the perfect yarn to use for it to get it out of my stash. So this is going to be kind of a stash buster project. Sorry, my shirt keeps, it's called the Twinkle Twinkle blanket. Look at those little toes. I love it. It's not going to actually be for a baby. It's just going to be for, just kind of here at the house. But let's see. I'll fold it over here so you can see the star pattern there. And it's knit in the round that makes a square. And it has a fingering weight or a DK weight option. I mean, you could really probably use any yarn you wanted. I decided to go with the DK weight because that's, like I said, I saw it and went, oh, I have yarn that I can totally get rid of. So this is something that I don't plan on just like busting through it. It's going to be one of those that I'll have it next to where I'm sitting and I'll pull it out and work on it, and it'll get done when it gets done, and then we'll have a nice little blanket. The yarn that I'm going to be using is Tatami Tweed by Kramer Yarns. If you haven't ever used this before, it's really great. I actually made a dress out of it. It's 45% cotton, 55% acrylic, and I got 3 of each of these colors when they were on sale, and I can make a short-sleeved t-shirt for myself out of the 3 skeins, but I'm just not going to. Like, that's what I got it for, but it's just not going to happen. I love the pattern. I've made it before. The shirts fit me really well. I just want it out of my stash. It's been there for too long, and it's really soft. So I have this gray and blue, and I'm just going to start at the center with the gray, work till I run out, change to blue, work till I run out, or not run out of the skein, change to gray, blue, until it's done. And super soft. I mean, it doesn't feel like 55% acrylic if you're thinking like red heart acrylic. And it'll be totally machine washable. I know you don't always think of making a blanket out of cotton, but I don't care. It'll be nice. And yeah, so anyway, look for that to be on the needles as well. I plan to start that sooner than later. I just had Jake print it off yesterday and bring it home, or maybe the day before. It was yesterday. Anyway, so there's those, and I think that's everything I have for you. Yes, I've been watching podcasts, Sassy Pants Knitter, Sassy Pants Knit, SPK. Sorry, silly fruit, Wendy. I've been watching her. And I mean, along with my regular ones, I'm gonna watch Sword of a Knitter. Sword like S word of a knitter. Josh, he's awesome, and oh, he's gonna actually pick me up from the airport in Minneapolis when I go to the Zombie Apocalypse, and we're gonna ride down together to the retreat. And I'm so excited because I get to hang out with him, and he's totally awesome. And we all decided that he smells good, even though we don't really know. We decided that he does. And I also found out, well, made plans. I'll just tell you this really quick, but watch him, Sort of a Knitter. I haven't watched his podcast, but he's awesome, and so his podcast has to be awesome. My mother-in-law and I were talking on the phone, and she's in Bismarck, North Dakota for about 9 months. I'm going to tell you this really quick, and then I'll wrap up, because I told you it was going to be short, and I can't get under 53 minutes. So anyway, so we were talking on the phone, and I said, yeah, I'm going to be over in Minneapolis this summer. And she says, oh, let me come see you. I've been wanting to go over there, and it's only like 7 hours away. And I was like, well, I'm going to be at a retreat. And she said, well, stay an extra couple days and just come hang out with me. And she was meaning like she'd come get me and we'd go back to Bismarck. But then it was going to be she would have to drive 7 hours to pick me up, and then we would drive 7 hours back. And then a couple, 3 days later, she would drive 7 hours again to take me to the Minneapolis airport to drive 7 hours back home. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just drive over on Sunday, which is when the retreat ends. I said, drive over on Sunday, pick me up, and we'll go into Minneapolis and get a hotel room for a couple nights and, putz around Minneapolis for a couple of days. I said, I have no idea what to do there, but there's a really big mall, and, so she loved the idea. It's her birthday weekend, and so we are going to be in Minneapolis for a couple of days. And if any of you live in Minneapolis, I mean, I know I have like 10 viewers, but but if any of you live in Minneapolis and want to meet up for lunch or something, let me know, because it would be so much fun. And I might have buttons by then, because I found, thanks to Haley. Hi, Haley. More love. Heather, if you watch this, we came up with this. More love. You gotta just do it with your hands. It's fun. Because then you don't always have to type it. More love. Anyway, hi Haley. She found an Etsy shop that sells buttons for really affordable prices. I just need to come up with a logo. Logo. Sorry, I'm looking for my mouse. So I will be staying an extra couple days, which is so much fun. It actually makes my plane cheaper because of when I would be flying over there and flying back. And I'll be saving money because Josh will be picking me up at the airport to take me down to the retreat, and then my mother-in-law will be picking me up from the retreat, so I won't have to take the shuttle, which was like $50. And hey, $50, that's some spending money. Looking at you, girl cave bags. Anyway, so that'll be fun. That's all I have for you. Still ended up with 48 minutes. I'm under 53. I could probably babble on, but I'm not. If you're wanting to go to the Puffy Mondays retreat that I told you about that is in March 1st, you have to sign up by February 16th. PM me if you want any information. Other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a wonderful week. I hope all of your knitting and spinning dreams come true, and I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, keep knitting. Bye.